What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 11 sleeper picks.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to give you some of my top DFS sleeper picks, super low priced and low ownership players that could crush value this week and give your lineup an advantage over the field. These are risky plays, meant for large tournaments only. Don't go all in on any of these guys. They are high risk, high reward picks. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Okay guys, NFL Week 11, let's take a look at the quarterback position. So my sleeper pick at the quarterback position is Russell Wilson from the Denver Broncos playing the Las Vegas Raiders, who have the third worst defense overall. They give up the second most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Russell Wilson has averaged 15.6 fantasy points per game on the season. He's getting an average of 4 rush attempts per game. Only going to be about 5% owned. Projected at 17.3 fantasy points here in Week 11. He's 5,800 DraftKings salary, and he's 1,100 more on FanDuel. So Vegas thinks there's going to be 41.5 points scored in this game, with the Broncos favored by 3. Now Russell Wilson has scored 15 and 15 fantasy points in the last 2 games. He got 7 and 4 rush attempts in those games. Now I know he's going to be without Jerry Jeudy here tonight, but I think that makes an interesting stack with Russell Wilson and Courtland Sutton, or their tight end, Greg Dulcich. So Russell Wilson could be an interesting sleeper pick here today. It's a fantastic matchup. I think he can score 20 plus fantasy points here tonight. So I like Russell Wilson here versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the running back position. My running back sleeper pick is Naji Harris from the Pittsburgh Steelers playing the Cincinnati Bengals, who have a good defense overall. They're middle of the pack defending opposing running backs. Naji Harris has averaged 10.9 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 14.2 rush attempts per game and 3.2 pass targets per game. Only going to be about 4% owned, projected at 11.3 fantasy points here in Week 11. He's 5,500 DraftKings salary, 1,000 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 40 points scored in this game, with the Steelers trailing by 3.5. Now Naji Harris has scored 10, 12, and 11 fantasy points in the last 3 games. He got 20, 8, and 17 rush attempts in those games, on top of 1, 6, and 4 pass targets. So 21 touches last week. I like that volume. Doesn't have a great matchup here this week, but I do think he can score 15 plus fantasy points. So I like Naji Harris here versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. My sleeper pick at the wide receiver position is Tyler Boyd from the Cincinnati Bengals, playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have the 5th worst defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Tyler Boyd has averaged 13.7 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 5.4 pass targets per game. He's been on the field for 80% of the snaps, going to be about 5% owned, projected at 13.2 fantasy points here in week 11. He's 6,500 DraftKings salary, 300 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 40 points scored in this game, with the Bengals favored by 3.5. Tyler Boyd has scored 9, 13, and 33 fantasy points in the last 3 games off of 6, 5, and 9 pass targets. He's had pretty consistent production throughout the season, consistent volume. It's a great matchup. I think a lot of people are going to be playing T. Higgins over Tyler Boyd, and he could certainly be the one to score the touchdown here this week. So I like Tyler Boyd here versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL. NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Now, there's a lot of other sleeper picks I like at the wide receiver position. I like Brandon Cooks. I like Darius Slayton. And I also like DJ Chark, who's coming in at only 4,200 DraftKings salary, 800 more on FanDuel. Now, be cautious with this play, but they have reactivated DJ Chark from the injury reserve, so it'll be his first game back in quite a while, and it's not a great matchup here, but he is only going to be about 1% owned, averaging 7.6 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 6 pass targets per game. So it'll be interesting to see how many snaps he plays and how he performs on the field after that extended absence. But I think at 4,200 DraftKings salary, if you're looking for a deep sleeper pick, I like DJ Chark here versus the New York Giants. Okay, at the tight end position, my sleeper pick is Logan Thomas from the Washington Commanders, playing the Houston Texans, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the 10th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Logan Thomas has averaged 4.7 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 3.9 pass targets per game. He's been on the field for 64% of the snaps, going to be about 4% owned, projected at 6 fantasy points here in week 11. And I like this pick because he's only 2,800 DraftKings salary. Now he is 2,200 more on FanDuel, so I like that DraftKings price. Vegas thinks there's going to be 41.5 points scored in this game, with the Commanders favored by 3. Now, Logan Thomas only scored 3 fantasy points last week, but he did get 4 pass targets. So I'm going to expect around a handful of targets here tonight. I think his salary is just super low. Ownership is low. I think he makes a good sleeper pick here this week in a good matchup. So I like Logan Thomas here versus the Houston Texans.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite
player for this NFL slate.
I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.